it's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. And this is a very, very exciting day for me because I get to work with some Susan Auch pots. Now, I mentioned Susan on my live broadcast the other day. I just want to tell you a little bit about her. She is, without a doubt, one of my absolute favorites. She makes her pots organically. She doesn't use a wheel. These are all formed by hand. Susan is a really, really organic kind of person. She grew up in Hawaii, and she uses nature to invoke, all of the drama in her creations. Like, this great big pot, she evokes bark, tree bark. This green, gorgeous green pot, you can see, I feel the ocean in this pot. And all of these designs she creates by finding leaves and bamboo and bark to actually physically make the pots. Each one is unique and a one-off. And when you start collecting, first of all, I want to issue a public apology because you are now, once you go down this road, there is no turning back, people. So you're going to be on the hunt to collect every single pot that Susan can make. In lieu of me forgetting later, too, she has a website, and you can order pots off of her website. Up until May 15th, she's offering 15% off with the coupon code I Love Laura, all in caps. I know, right? So sweet. But she does offer a local delivery, curbside pickup, and she ships. So, however you want to handle it, you can get your hands on some pots by going to her website. She has a lot to choose from. So let's talk about how to handle a valuable pot. The whole idea behind working with something special like this, it's like next level collector. You can have a beautiful plant in a Home Depot pot, or you can have a beautiful collectible plant in a beautiful collectible pot. A or B. I like B. So we want to choose just the right plant, which means you really need to get cozy with your pot. And you need to figure out, what is it saying to you? What is it evoking? What are the patterns? Get a real feel for it and search your garden and find the perfect plant. Now, in this case, I've chosen this mammillaria to go into this pot. To me, this is peas and carrots. And this is a very subjective process, folks, so don't overthink it. This is art. So if it looks good to you, it's good. You choose what makes you happy. So mechanics, Susan puts a lot of nice big drainage holes in her pots. So I'm going to take some screen and cover the drainage holes so that all of my soil doesn't fall through the bottom. And the soil that I'm using is, oh my goodness, talk about a hodgepodge. It's a little bit of everything. This is soil that I've collected out of cans. It's a little bit of amend. Whatever you've got on hand that drains well, go ahead and use it. Since I am putting a cactus in this pot, I like that there is a lot of gravel in the soil. Perlite, vermiculite, dry stall, anything, that's non-decompostable, that's going to offer like a bubble of air, so that the water doesn't rot your roots. We want to create a little bit of space between the density of the soil. So by putting perlite or packing peanuts or something in there that the water can kind of work around, it'll help keep the roots dry. So I've even got a little bit of lava rock in here. I don't care. That's all good. So I'm going to gently pack this down. We have to kind of gauge this. This is a cactus, and I don't want it to bite me. So this may take a couple of rounds. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of a root system going on there. So I think I can probably get away with filling this pot halfway with soil. TBH. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to see what this is going to look like. Well, heck, I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. I just know that I know that I know that it's going to be jaw-droppingly gorge. Hannah's toes just got in the frame. Okay, now with this cactus, I might even want it a little above grade because I don't want it to rot. I want to make sure that any water that does get on this thing is going to kind of run off the sides. So I'm getting a little bit aggressive with my soil level. Now the question is, how do I manipulate this? Well, I know that underneath there's no needles because this is soil and roots. So maybe what I can do is take my very heavily gloved hand and my actual scabbard. I might be able to manipulate it this way. Oh yeah, I got this. Oh my goodness, it is heavy. Okay. Right? Wow. Okay, now remember, the whole idea behind working with collectible pottery is you want the plant to show off the pot, not the other way around. Well, they should be co-simpatico, but you definitely want to showcase the pot. So this, as I said, this cactus kind of, it mirrors the pattern in the pot. It just looks like it was made for it, doesn't it? It makes me happy. It makes me feel really downstream when I look at it. When I look at this, I feel calm and relaxed. I don't feel anxious. I don't feel like, oh no, you know, there's something missing or I need to add anything. So that's how you know you've got the right plant. Can you put multiple plants in a pot like this? You sure can. I don't know that I would though. Because once again, it's all about showcasing the art that is these pots. I mean, Susan spends hours and hours and hours making these incredible pieces. And I really, really want to showcase it to the best of my ability. So I'm packing the soil around. I want to leave...
Right here.
Okay. Yeah, I want to leave some room for my top dressing. And since this is a cactus and it's holding so much water in the plant itself, you know, I'm not terribly worried about it drying out or anything. But still, I don't want to use up more of my top dressing than I need to, since I got to work with what I've got. Luckily, I have exactly what I need. Okay. So, here is my gorgeous mammillaria. Isn't that fantastic? Just fantastic. Now, I decided that I was going to go with this little black polished rock because it picks up the color striations in the pot. See how we're mirroring that? And it's also matte. And I think it's important too. You know, I've also got this beautiful fire glass, but somehow Susan's pots are so just exquisitely organic that I feel like a matte color rock is just more appropriate. So this is just the icing on the cake. I have had this little adorable agave in its, you know, little planting can that it came from the nursery in forever because I just thought it was so cute, but I just, you know, wasn't really inspired to put it anywhere because it was kind of small and I thought it would get lost in the garden. It's perfect, excuse me, it's perfect in this pot of Susan's that evokes the ocean, pulls in those lime greens. I am feeling this. So I don't, you know, we don't need all of these roots. That is completely unnecessary. And if we want to encourage the plant to grow, we're going to want to manipulate this. It is so thatchy. So we're going to open that up. Say, wake up, plant. Piss it off a little bit. It'll get mad and grow. Good. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and stage that. I'm thinking, you know what I always say, a little bit left or right of center, but in this case, I'm really feeling like going right in the center with this. Then the top dressing, because I want to make sure that I'm showing off the pot first. That is my #1 priority. I'm going to choose, once again, a matte colored rock. This tan neutral rock. Tiny little pebble. Now, I got this, you know, I don't really remember, but I think this might even be a, you know, aquarium rock. So you can go to your local fish market, wherever you buy aquarium stuff, and look and see if they have some small quantity rock that is pretty that you could use as top dressing. It's an idea. Remember, don't be cheap. Go thick with it. And I've grabbed a few accoutrements, not knowing, you know, if it would need it or not. And this, to me, this is feeling unfinished. Because it's indicative of the ocean, you know, I brought some shells, but I don't like that. That just seems, ugh, I don't like it. Piece of black lava, maybe, makes sense. But again, it's too much of a contrast. It's too harsh. I don't like that. Let's try this red. Oh, okay, yeah. That I'm feeling. Why? Because it's pulling out some of the color in the top dressing rock, and it just works, you know? So try different things and then gauge how you feel. When you look at it, do you just know, oh my gosh, that's it? Or are you like, nah? You shouldn't have to acclimate to an arrangement. It either works for you or it doesn't. So, you know, in terms of Susan's collection, you know, when you go to her website at Susan Auch ceramics.com, you're going to see that she's got collections. So she has these pots, you know, all grouped into categories. And whatever your flavor is, you know, if you want to be eclectic like me, you can see that I have a wide variety of styles and tastes and preferences and colors. But it's completely okay if you are more of a monochromatic kind of gal or guy and, you know, you want to collect all one type of style. One thing that I will say, when I stepped back and I looked at the great big pot with the mammillaria in it, it seemed still a little frenetic to me. So just adding one element with a little bit of weight gives my eye someplace to rest and just settled that right on down for me. So there's a tip too for you to consider. Try messing with rocks and other natural mediums. Sometimes it's just the slightest little tweak can make all the difference. This has been so fun, and I am just going to bring a chair out here today and sit and gaze at my gorgeous pots. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, reporting from my courtyard with a potting demonstration and your succulent tip of the day. Peace out, everybody!